Good morning, everyone. My name is Ruparani, and this is my fourth lecture. I have discussed the components of Hadoops in the previous lecture. There are three components of Hadoops. First one HDFS, second second is 1 minute, second is MapReduce, and third one is Yarn. We have discussed about the HDFS and MapReduce in the previous video. Now we will discuss the anatomy of. In MapReduce process, I told you how we will do the distributed processing. Now, how we will run that MapReduce job, or the anatomy of Hadoop MapReduce run is divided into the 6 phases. Means how we will execute the MapReduce jobs. It will be split into 6 phases. First one is job submission phase, second job initialization phase, third task assignment, fourth task execution, fifth progress update phase, and sixth is failure recovery. Once we give a MapReduce job, the system will enter into a series of life cycle phases like all of these. We will discuss these phases one by one in the diagram. Now, after the MapReduce or distributed processing, now we are looking in this diagram that how the jobs will run. To run the job, first of all, when we write the program in Python, in Java, or in any other language, in the last line we write a line that is wait for the completion. Wait for completion function. In our program, in last line, we write wait for the completion function as it executes the wait for completion function. That time, this client job, this client JVM will trigger to the job, client job, and this will be connected with the resource manager. Means after this wait for completion function, this JVM or this job will be connected to the resource manager, will trigger to connect the job with the resource manager. Now, in the first point, you can see, as I told you, the first phase is job submission phase. Now, job submission phase will be started from this. Client JVM run the job and will be connected to the resource manager to get a new application ID. Now, what resource manager will do? He will check the ID or he will check the job that it is authenticated or not. First of all, resource manager will check whether the client is authenticated or not. After that, he will provide the ID. Now, this job will be connected to the resource manager by using the RPC, remote procedure call. And now resource manager will check the authentication. If this client is authenticated, then this resource manager will provide the ID to the client. After taking the ID, now what client will do? Client will check in the HDFS. Second phase, get the new application ID, and in the third point, client will copy the job resources in the HDFS. But when he will copy the job resources, suppose if job is already executed, for that ID for that particular ID. Then he will take the output and job completed and exit the job. But if output does not exist already, in that case, client will copy the job resources or input split in the HDFS. What is input split? I told you in the last video. Yes, now client will copy the jar file, copy the input split in the HDFS. In the fourth phase, in fourth point, there first is the job submission phase. Job submission phase is completed now. After copy the job resources, submit the application to the resource manager. Now submission phase is completed. First phase is completed. Second phase is job initialization. I told you in the previous slide, job initialization phase. Now, for the job initialization, what resource manager will do? Resource manager will retrieve the file, jar file from HDFS or input split from HDFS. How? He will retrieve the input split from HDFS. First of all, resource manager will start the container. There is a node manager in container. Node manager launch the MapReduce application master to initialize the job. Actually, jobs are executed, jobs are saved in the form of queue. Which job will be executed first? This scheduler will decide. Initialize the job. After initialization of job, this app master, MapReduce app master, retrieve the input split and then send back to the resource manager. Through this process, resource manager retrieving the input split. First of all, again I am summarizing the same thing. First of all, resource manager start the container. In this phase, node manager launch the MapReduce app master to initialize the job and retrieve the input split from the HDFS. And again send back to the resource manager. Through this process, resource manager finally retrieving the input split from HDFS. After retrieving the input split, resource manager will assign the job to the task tracker. Resource manager will assign the job to the task tracker. This is the complete. This node manager will retrieve the jar files from HDFS because he know the ID, block ID. Resource manager provide the block ID which task manager have to process. Now, this task manager, or you can say node manager, will retrieve the jar file from HDFS and launch a JVM to execute that particular task. Then allocate the task to the task tracker, or he gives the particular block ID which task tracker have to execute or process. Now, task tracker will retrieve the jar file from the HDFS for that particular ID through this and launch the JVM to execute that particular task. One more thing is there, that is heartbeat. The task tracker usually send the response to the resource manager after every 3 seconds for the status of the task. Means resource manager and node manager communicate, or task tracker we can say, resource manager and task tracker will communicate in the form of heartbeat. After every 3 seconds, resource manager find the response from the task tracker about the status of that particular task, whether it is executed or there is any fault or there is any error or something else. Means status of that particular job is sending by the task tracker to the resource manager. Suppose this is not working. In that case, after every 3 seconds, resource manager is checking the output, or is checking the status of that particular task or ID. In that case, again, it will check for 3 times, but again he will get the response that it is not working. In that case, resource manager will assign that particular task to the another task tracker, because there are several task trackers which are working parallelly. Means suppose one task tracker corrupted, in that case that same job or particular job will be executed by the another task tracker. There will be no delay, and after completion, suppose this is working, this is not corrupted, this is working properly. In that case, after completion of the task, this node manager or task tracker will give the response to the resource manager that task will be completed. After the completion of task, the task tracker will free all the MapReduce task, will free all the IDs or proper locations, and will execute the another task. After calculating all the outputs, or after aggregating all the outputs, because we are getting the output in the form of blocks, each task is executed or processed in different data nodes or different blocks. Now resource manager will aggregate those outputs and will give the status back to the client and will provide the output, final output. This is the complete process of MapReduce job, how MapReduce jobs runs. I think everything is clear about this MapReduce anatomy or MapReduce run. If you have any query, you can send me reply in the comments. Most probably I will solve your query. Once more, I'm telling you the summary of this complete diagram or this complete job run. First of all, what I have done in our program, in the last line, we always write wait for completion function. As the wait for completion function runs, then it will trigger to connect the resource manager with the job and run the jobs. Now the client will communicate with the resource manager in the form of RPC. RPC means remote procedure call, which we use for the communication, and will get a new ID or application ID. After getting the ID, now client will check the output in HDFS. If output already exists, this HDFS, if output already exists, in that case job exits, means process is complete. But if output does not exist, in that case Now client will copy the input split, or you can say job resources, in the HDFS and submit the application to the resource manager, as I told you here. Now, who will process it? Resource manager will process that particular input split. Means actually it doesn't process, it will be processed in data node, but resource manager is the master node. He will command to the task tracker. Now resource manager take the or retrieve the input split from HDFS with the help of this process. After retrieving the input split, resource manager will assign the job to task tracker, and task tracker will retrieve the jar files, same jar files which resource manager allocated to the task tracker from the HDFS. Means this task tracker is retrieving the jar file from this HDFS and then launch the JVM, Java Virtual Machine, and after launching the JVM, the particular task will be executed. After the execution of task, task tracker will give response to the resource manager. Actually, it work in a loop. The communication will work in a loop. Periodically, task tracker send the response to the resource manager. Means after every 3 seconds, task tracker send the response to the resource manager. Means after every 3 seconds, resource manager receive the status of that particular job. After completion of job, task tracker will give response to the resource manager and will free the particular ID or container to process the next task or to execute the next task. Now resource manager will aggregate all the outputs which is executed by the MapReduce or task tracker, which is executed by the task tracker in the form of different blocks, and after aggregating the result, resource manager finally give the output or result to the client. This is the complete process of MapReduce jobs runs. That's it. Thank you everyone.